In this video, we will be reviewing the steps to replace the sensor element on the 6 and 12 series TX, OX, and CX detectors from Macurco. CM, GD, and RD models are not able to have their sensors replaced, so you will need to replace the detector itself. Contact your Macurco supplier for the replacement unit. Prior to performing these steps, you will need to identify the model, date code, and firmware version of your detector. The firmware on the TX series detectors must be 1.14 or newer to accept field sensor replacements. The model number is located on the front cover. To find the firmware version on the TX series detectors, power down the unit briefly and then reapply. On the front display, a series of numbers will display during power up. This is the firmware version. Contact Macurco's tech support if the firmware is 1.13 or older. You will need to send the device into Macurco to have the firmware updated. The steps shown here are listed in the manual for the detector. To perform the sensor element replacement, first you'll need to power down the detector. This step is important. The detector must be powered off during this step, or damage to the sensor could occur. Next, remove the screw on the front cover, and pull the faceplate towards you to remove it. You'll notice two buttons on the left side of the circuit board. We will come back to these in a moment. With your fingers, remove the sensor cap if present, and then carefully pull the sensor element from the circuit board. Take care not to pull at an off angle which could damage the sockets on the board. Keep the sensor cap, as it will be reused on the new sensor. Next, carefully remove the new sensor element from its packaging, and remove any metal spring contacts that may be visible on the pin side. If this is not removed prior to installation, damage may result. Install the sensor by aligning the pins with the sockets on the board. Apply very light pressure until the sensor is fully seated on the board. Do not force the sensor, or damage may result. Reinstall the sensor cap onto the sensor. Reconnect power to the detector. Now it is time to reset the sensor life on the detector. To reset the sensor's end-of-life signal, we are going to use the two buttons mentioned earlier to navigate the detector's menu. The upper button is Menu and Next. The lower button is Enter and Test. Press Menu 4 times to reach the SEN or sensor menu. Press Enter once to enter this menu. RSD will be displayed. If the sensor life has already been reset, DON will be displayed. If it has not already been reset, No will be displayed. Press Next to change it to Yes. It will be flashing. Press Enter to confirm the change and press Enter again to return to the SEN menu. Press Next until End is displayed. Press Enter to get back to normal operation. The sensor life will be reset. If the unit is the CX series detector, it will be necessary to replace the other sensor at this time and calibrate both before the unit can be returned to service. Refer to the manual for more information. Be sure to check out our website at macurco.com for installation manuals, frequently asked questions, application guides, and information on where to buy Macurco products. See you on the next video.